Alright, today is day 40 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We finally get to conquer Python. Well, conquer, not quite. Conquering's for the end. We get to embark on Python. That's a better fit. Start of learning something new. Speaking of starting, I need to get the chat open. There we go. Chatted. Chat is live. Alright, chat's up. Codecademy up. Mic's on. Webcam. Golden. Golden. Let's do this. Alright. This does look different. This is definitely new. Alright. Oh. What are we doing? Start here. Each lesson starts here. Read the explanation, then follow the instructions underneath. If you get stuck, click on the hint for help. This must be the first course from the catalog that's part of their new system. Everything we must be using, or must have done up until now, is probably part of their older system. And I think all of those must have been on the list of the ones that they'll be updating later this year during the summer. So that'll be cool to check them out once they've been updated. Alright, we are enter your code, type your response, the instructions here in your code editor, very basic, very similar to everything we were faced with before. Submit ready to see if your code does what it should. Click Save and Submit to check your code. Click Save and Submit to run your code. Your code's output will pop up on the screen. And that's all she wrote. Cool. Alright, how many sections in this? 13. Maybe it's less. Maybe it's just the beginning. Maybe variables and data types is section 1. And then 2 and 3 and 4. Probably not. Probably not. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Good. Good. So this is a little different, but nothing we can't handle. Welcome. Python is an easy-to-learn programming language. You can use it to create web apps, games, even a search engine. Ready to learn Python? Click Save and Submit. Code to continue. Instructions. Ready to learn Python? Click Save and Submit code to continue. I'm going to click Get a Hint just because I want to get live fast support from Codecademy of advisors when you get stuck. Learn more. If the loading bar fills but doesn't fade away, try refreshing the page. We can hide the hint. A forum. Oh god, built right within there. Let's see if glossary does the same thing. Just to some other page as well. Okay, first thing is section 1, Python stuff. Help with submade project. Lesson 11. Line 13. Alright, some random stuff. General cries for assistance. Glossary, classes, syntax, examples. You know what? Let's save all this for the lesson. Let's do this. Save and submit. Fire away. Print. Welcome to Python. Welcome to Python. None. Golden. Green check. Start next lesson. On to 2. So 13 sections. 13. Alright. Variables. Creating web apps, games, and search engines all involve storing and working with different types of data. They do so using variables. A variable stores a piece of data and gives it a specific name. For example, spam equals 5. The variable spam now stores the number 5. Instructions. 1. Set the variable myVariable equal to the value 10. 2. Click Save and submit your code. We're going to variable myVariable, to be exact. Variable equals, oh god, plus equals 10. Although I'm sure if it's clever enough to associate myVariable equals 10, I'm sure we'll be able to do myVariable plus 10. So, next lesson. Booleans. Alright, so nothing too strange here. The syntax, we can tell, is slightly different from other things we've encountered, but that's cool. Booleans, great. You just stored a number in a variable. Numbers are one data type we use in programming. A second data type is called a Boolean. A Boolean is like a light switch. It can only have two values. Just like a light switch can only be on or off. A Boolean can only be true or false. You can use variables to store Booleans like this. A equals true, B equals false. Instructions. Set the following variables to the corresponding values. 0, 1, my int to the value 7, 2, my float to the value 1.3, and 3, my bool to the value equals true. Alright, set the variables to the values listed in the instructions. Here we go. My int equals 7. My float equals 1.23. And my bool equals, I think I'm supposed to write true, but A equals true, B equals false. You can use variables to store Booleans like this. Okay, so true and false are the Booleans. However, you can treat them as variables, or you can use variables to store you can use variables to store Booleans. Good, got it. That makes sense. Just trying to wrap my head around it. True. And that's that. So, save and submit. Beautiful green check mark. Very pretty. And we got none. Nice. Alright. You've been reassigned. Now you know how to use variables to store values. Say my int equals 7. You can change the value of a variable by reassigning it. Like this, my int equals 3. Try it and see. Change the value of int from 7 to 3. Oh, okay. So not just there. I was just going to swap that out, but that... Oh god, there's a lot of clicking and dragging and things that shouldn't be happening. I was just going to swap 7 for 3. Seems like that shouldn't be occurring. They've got a lovely new home for it. My int is set to 7 below. What do you think? What will happen if we reset? Oh, side note, I've noticed that the, what is that? Pound? Hashtag? Whatever you'd like to call it. The number symbol is clearly the syntax, we'll call it, to comment out code in Python. So that's fun. Good to know. Pro tip. Hashtag. What's happening? 7, 2, 3. I know we can just drop a 3 in, but I want to read all this nonsense. My int is set to 7 below. What do you think will happen if we if we reset it? I had my cursor in there, looked like an L. It's the drugs. What will happen if we reset it to 3 and print the result? My int equals 7. change the value of my int to 3 on line 8. My int equals blank, which will be 3. Here's some code that will print my int to the console. The print keyword will be covered in detail soon. We've got my int 7 and my int 3. So they're going to be confused. Print 7, print 3, or, I don't know, add them together? We'll find out. So it uses the newest... Why do I have a badge? What's happening? You earned a badge. First lesson. Guys. Something's terribly wrong. Little kitty, I know you're here to console and help solve the issue. Fly, fly. No. You just be a little cat on the bed. Good, 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 good. Yes, yes, yes. You love the scratches. What's this? What's that? Go get it. No? Alright, good. Alright, not ideal. Not cool. So you earned your first badge. Strange. Close. Finish this section. Next. White space and statements. I'm very confused right now. This feels wrong. I also clicked next and it took me nowhere. Oh no, this is it. White space and nonsense. Yeah, white space and nonsense. Did it say 13 hours? We're gonna shimmy out of this just a smidge. Course page. The course said it should take 13. Yeah, 30%. Okay, then a tip calculator. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Python final project. Yeah, look at that. We don't even know what's going on there. Good, good. Okay. Very confusing on why it said it must be the new system. So all of this noise, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Sass, make web page, blah, 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 all of that must be part of some archaic database, separate one, because it straight up gave me a first time badge, as I just saw. So irrelevant. Continuing on, Python syntax. Okay, we're learning the basics. This is cool. This is good. This is our friend. I wonder why they have weird subsections. Honestly, I'd prefer to just get 1.1 badge for the bottom. These weird hybrid sections are kind of like those youth soccer leagues by today's standards where everyone gets a trophy even just for participating. I mean, yeah, it's nice to feel to get a gold star, but I'd kind of like to feel like I earned it. I changed a 3 to a 7 and I got a badge. Kinda weird. Alright, wonder what the 3 dots does. No? Just signifies it's a work in progress? Yeah, because it brought us to the page. Okay, we've course corrected, back on track. Crisis averted, little kitty. White space. In Python, white space is used to... In Python, white space is used to structure code. White space is important, so you have to be careful with how you use it. Aha. Instructions. The code on the right is badly formatted. Hit the save and submit to see what happens. You should see an error message. We'll fix it in the next exercise. Yeah, looks stupid. I'm not too sure why. We've got def spam eggs equal 12, return eggs, print spam. File Python line 2. Eggs equal 12. Something. Indentation error. Expected an indented block. Find out what's terribly wrong with this situation. White space means right space. Aha! I don't know what that means. Now let's examine the error from the last lesson. Indentation error. Expected in an indented, I think, space or whatnot. You'll get this error whenever your white space is off. Instructions. Properly indent the code with 4 spaces before eggs on line 2 and another 4 before return on line 3. Who's putting 4 what where now? You should indent your code with 4 spaces. Properly indent the code with 4 spaces before eggs on line 2, and then another 4 spaces before return on line 3. Okay, so line 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. I'm a Python god. Not yet. We're on our way. Or a Python brick. Novice? Python dinner roll? Something low level, non-threatening. That's currently where I'm at. We got a 12 and a none. Not 12 nuns. That's an entirely different thing. Start next lesson. So confused. No idea what's going on. Okay. A matter of interpretation. The window in the top right corner of the page, this giant black thing, is called the interpreter. The interpreter runs your code line by line and checks for any errors. Cats equals 3. Of course it does. Everyone knows that. In the above example, we can create a variable, cats, and assign it the value of 3. So, what am I doing? 1. Create a variable called spam and assign it the value of true. Create a variable called eggs and assign the value false. Spam. True. Do I have to capitalize true? Eggs. False. None. Single line comments. You probably saw us use, see, told you I noticed. You probably saw us use the hashtag # symbol sign a few times in earlier exercises. The hashtag symbol sign is for comments. A comment is a line of text that Python won't run as code. It's just for humans to read. Comments make your program easier to understand when you look back at your code or others want to collaborate with you. They can read your comments and easily figure out what your code does. Write a comment on line 1. Make sure you start it with hashtag. Say anything you like. Hashtag this be a comment, yo. Of course it is. Nothing's there. Communicating in silence. Next lesson. Hey, 9 of 13. We're flying through this. I mean, this is some pretty basic level stuff, but we'll find a way to mess it up. I know I will. Multi-line comments. The hashtag sign will only comment out a single line when you could write a multi-line comment starting each line with a hashtag. That can be a pain. Instead, for multi-line comments, you can include a whole block in a set of triple quotations. Gotcha. Write a multi-line comment in the code editor. It can be any text you'd like. 1, 2, 3. Lots of text. Oh god, I hit enter. Don't mind me. That was a lie. That was a lie. Don't mind the red. Oh, that's totally off base, but you know, we're gonna keep it. I think that adds to it. The worse it is, the better the example. What does their error say though? Oops, try again. Your code looks a bit off. Check the hint if you need help. Your code threw off the following error. EOF while scanning triple quoted string literal Python line 5. I think the key slipped on line 5, so that makes sense. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3. That's not. Oh, that's file something something. Line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Good to know. Lets us know where we failed. That's nice. Save and submit. Green check mark. All right. N, math. Great. Now let's do some math. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide numbers like this. Walk this way. Young Frankenstein? No? Train station? Alright, it's in the beginning. You can't miss it. Math. Great. Now let's do... Oh, I already read that bit. Wow, this is a really quick section. Addition. Yes, we all know how math works. 72 plus 23, subtraction, all kinds of fun there, multiplication, and division. That I do notice that there is a space, though. There was something else. I'm drawing a blank on what it was. It may have been SAS? No. SAS was for design. Could have been HTML. I'm drawing a blank, but there was something where it did not like the fact, you know what? I think it was the code editor itself. Either here or like the terminal, whatever it was printing to, the console log. I don't think it liked, I think it was looking for very specific code, like formatting, to be entered, and I think I didn't have spaces. And it was not give me the lovely green checkbox. So I'm sure maybe spacing isn't quite as particular in the real world. But I do remember that. It was given issues before. What do we got? Hey, Topher! How you doing, man? Python, hell yeah. It's been good. It's been kind of strange. It's like, it's a totally, I wouldn't say totally different system, but it's definitely a new system. Why is there a lack of green check mark? Right? What is the deal? You're all the way down here. Maybe it'll give him to me later. That's really strange. something's up with their new system. Formatting is odd. Anyways, back to our math section. Set the variable count2 equal to the sum of two big numbers. Set count2 equal to the sum of two big numbers. Oh, equal. Wait, what the deuce? That's print. We're gonna do count underscore. Oh god. 2. This is an old course that they plan on updating. Oh, is this the old system? Is that what's going on? Was I using the new system currently? I thought it was vice versa. Fascinating. I guess that makes more sense, because it seems kind of buggy, for lack of a better word. Count2. We are not doing that. We are doing underscore count2 equals. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff. Da, 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 da. Da. No. We're just gonna go straight up the keyboard. There we go. Plus. The Python course is old. Codecademy is updating it next year. Maybe that was in a different section of the material that I read through, because I know there are courses that they're going to be updating. There were like 5 or 6 courses that they were going to be updating this year during summer. What is... Surrey is tripping out. She is just, she says it's Tuesday, June 20th, 2017. I don't... Something about summer. She got confused. Anywho, but good to know. Alright, we were adding gigantic numbers. Okay. Count2 equals blah. I would like to know. We're gonna hit enter. There's that. Green checkbox. Huh. Blah, 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 0. Neat. So, fun fact. This little bit right here. When I would get bored in school during the tests, like the standardized testing for like the state testing or core testing, whatever you want to call it, which I would get bored during tests a lot. One of the things I would do, especially during the math sections, I'd have a calculator. This would be 9-year-old Steven or so. I would do +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, all the way up to 10, and then back down. Once I got to 10, then I do +9, +8, very similar, kind of like this. But it was 1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +8. You get the, oh god, well, those equal signs should be pluses. We're not gonna, you get the idea, right? So anyways, doing that, 1 +2 +3 +4 all the way to 10 and then back down, 10 +9 +8 +blah, that comes out to 100. I swear, I challenge you, do it. It comes out to 1 +2 +3 +4, that all the way to 10 and then back down, +9 +8 all the way down to, 2 plus. This equals 100, and I thought that was so fascinating. I just like the fact that you can count up to 10 adding them, and counting back down to 1 and adding them together equals 100. I don't know why, but at 9 years old, I thought that was just so fascinating. Anywho, I used to make words with numbers on calculator. Hell yeah, exactly. The way to do it. trying to figure out which number best represents a letter. I definitely did that as well. But that was this was one of the anomalies that actually turned into something relatively interesting. All right. Good. Section 11. Exponentiation. They can't just say exponents. Exponentiation. That is a fun word. Way better than what was yesterday's word. Oh god. It's like totally throw off the mic. Yesterday's word was canonical? Canonical. Canonical. Oh god, that's gonna drive me crazy. Canonical? It was something stupid looking like that. And I could not pronounce it. Oh, and there's no there's no speak feature in this current window. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't have it highlighted? Yeah, no, that's brutal. Anyways, that word frustrated the hell out of me yesterday. Exponentiation, though, or whatever that is. Moving on. This is not a language lesson. This is a Python lesson. We're moving on. All that math can be done on a calculator. So why use Python? Because you can combine math with other data types, e.g. Boolean, and commands to create useful programs. Calculators just stick to numbers. Now let's work with exponents. 8 equals 2, multiply, 3, which I believe in this realm would be an exponent. In the above example, we can create a new variable called 8 and set it to 8. The variable is called 8. Oh, yes, the word, the phrase 8. Good. And set it to 8, or the result of 2 to the power to 3. 2 to the power 3. Okay, that works. 2, 4, 8. That makes sense. Notice we use 2 of them instead of 1, or it's a multiplication operator. Good now. Set eggs equal to 100 using exponentiation on line 3. Alright. Jesus. Testing my math skills live. 1, 10. 10 to the power of 2, right? No? Yes. Feels right to me. No, that's not right. 10 to the power of, holy god. But I do want to see what that is, though. Some giant number. Right? But we are looking for... What we are looking for is... Not that. Eggs equal 100. Wait, set eggs equal to 100 using exponentiation on line 3. Oh god. I feel like I should know this. 10 to the power of 2. They have it down there. Haha. Although I can't figure out why my backspace isn't working. There we go. Crazy Steve. This is what I get for not having to use exponents in anything I've had to do in the last, I don't know, 6 years? Although reading helps, so that's not excusable, right? Answers in the instructions. Yes. Of course it is. My 10 times 10 gut reaction is my muggle mind. I don't think big enough. Hold on. Just a second. Alright. There we go. All is well. Okay, section 12 is modulo, I think. Our final operator is modulo. Modulo returns the remainder from a division. So if you type 3% 2, it will return 1, because 2 goes into 3 evenly once with 1 left over. Fair enough. Use modulo to set spam equal to 1. You can even use any two numbers that will leave a remainder of 1 to do this. Spam. Set spam equal to 1 using modulo on line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, is it modulo, not modulo? You know what? As I say it out loud, modulo, the L would need to be next to the D. That right there is a genuine lack of effort in reading on my part. It's been a couple decades in the making, honing that skill to just look at the first 2, possibly 3 letters, and then just guess the rest of the word. Yeah. Classy. Alright, we had 9 nines, if I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4% modulo. That makes way more sense. Topher, you're so great. You're so handy. You should be an app. Apple needs to get rid of Siri and replace it with Topher. That's the world I want to live in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Take that. Save and submit. Kabam! Green check mark. Alright. Next. Here we go. Bringing it all together. About to bring the house down. Nice work. So far, you've learned about variables, which store values for later use, data types, such as numbers and booleans, white space, which separates statements. That's a very real thing. Gotta remember that. White space in Python affects, changes lives. That's something to be aware of. Comments, which make your code easier to read, both with the single hashtag per line or triple quotes. Yeah, comments which make your code easier to read. Arithmetic option including plus, minus, multiplication, divide, exponents, and modulo. Yeah. How do you like that? Alright, instructions. Let's put your knowledge to work. Write a single line comment on line 1. It can be anything. Make sure it starts with hashtag. Gotcha. Anything. Eh? How you like that? All that imagination right there. Just out onto the screen. 2, setting the variable Monty equal to true. Well, when isn't Monty true? That's what I want to know. True. I've never met a false Monty. 3, set another variable Python equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes me happy because all the numbers are consecutive. Python equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, oh god, too many dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna be thinking about how happy that makes me. 4, set a third variable, Monty Python equal to Python squared. What? Set a third variable, Monty Python. Monty underscore Python. Am I interpreting this correctly? Monty Python equals Python squared. I really won't just do Python, but I know what they're looking for is actually that. We will submit the code. Ta-da! Why did it say none? You earned a badge. Python syntax. Can I tweet this? No, that's old. This doesn't actually work. I'm gonna click it anyways. Sure. Why the hell not? Hashtag BDX Inc. Hashtag BDX coding. Cool. Fire away. Tweeting. Yeah, we'll follow Codecademy eventually. Alright. Back to real life. Close. And I think that's it. Did we actually conquer section 1? Next, finish this course. Up next, that's a lot of information. Up next, tip calculator. Now that you've completed the lesson on Python syntax, let's see if you can put your newfound skills to use in this lesson. You'll create a simple calculator that determines the price of a meal after tax and tip. Start lesson, string and console output. This lesson will introduce you to strings and console output in Python, including creating string literals, calling a variety of string methods, and using the print keyword. Well, clearly we're going to do the next one, which is tip calculator. And we will set our sights on the beginning of the instructions. But chances are we're gonna do this one. That is really small. There's only 5 sections. Doesn't that seem small? Let's just pretend we're gonna do it now, right? That seems oddly short. Right? Yeah, oddly short. We're going for it. The meal. Now let's apply the concepts from the previous section to a real-world example. You finish eating, bonus round. That's what today is, bonus round. You finished eating at a restaurant and receive this bill. Cost of a meal, $44.50. Restaurant tax, $6.70 or 6.75%. Tip, 15%. You'll apply the tip to the overall cost of the meal, including tax. First, let's declare the variable meal and assign it the value $44.50. Assign the variable meal value $44.50 on line 3. Yeah, let's do this. Especially with with the power of Python at our fingertips, this is going to be awesome. All right, so meal equals 4450 and submit. Green checkbox. Look at that. We're already 20% of the way through the course because there's only 5 sections. The tax. Good. Now let's create a variable for the tax percentage. The tax on your receipt is 6.75%. You'll have to divide 6.75 by 100 in order to get the decimal form of the percentage. See the hint if you would like further explanation. Create the variable tax, set it equal to the decimal value of 6.75. All right, we've got tax. Is that cool if I call it tax? Yeah, that's what they want. Tax equals 6.75 divided by 100. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have hit enter. Saving. The tip, we're on section 3, we're flying through this. The tip, nice work. You received good service, so you'd like to leave a 15% tip on top of the cost of the meal, including tax. We be ballin'. Before we compute the tip for your bill, let's set a variable for the tip. Again, we need to get the decimal form of the tip, so we divide 15 by 100. The tippity tip equals 15 mega divide by 100. Run. I do something wrong. Why does it not like... It looks like the tip is set to 0 instead of 15. I'm just gonna put in .015. They seem to be struggling. Is that cool? 0.0. Wait, no, that's not right. Getting ahead of myself with zeros. They like that. All right. Reassign in a single line. Reassign meal on line 7. Okay, we've got the 3 variables we need to perform our calculation, and we know some arithmetic operators that can help us out. We saw in lesson 1 that we can reassign variables. For example, we could say spam equals 7, then later change our minds and say spam equals 3. On line 7, reassign meal to the value of itself plus itself times tax. And yes, you're allowed to reassign a variable in terms of itself. Cool, good to know. We're only calculating the cost of the meal and tax here. We'll get to the tips soon. So we've got meal equals meal plus meal times, is there a space? Yeah, they have spaces. Oh, getting ahead of myself with the plus and the equals. Hold on. 15.0 divided by 100. 15 is an integer, while 15.1 is a float. Different data types. I was wondering why they had 15.0. I noticed that. I just read it as 15, but I was wondering if the 0.0 would change it. So it sees it as a different data type with the decimal. See? Why isn't that listed in the instructions? You should be writing the instructions, and others like yourself, Topher. I think that's too much to ask for. The trick is to confuse people, apparently. Not cool. Alright, meal plus meal times tax. Good, nice and straightforward. That was it, right? That was it. Save and submit. Good. Next lesson. 5. Bringing it all together. The total, including tip now. Now that meal has the cost of food plus tax, let's introduce on line 8 a new variable, total, equal to the new meal plus meal times tip. Meal plus meal times tip. So it's the new, how do we indicate the new meal? I think it just knows, because this is the old previous version, and this is just later in Python. So it's meal and this is the new meaning of meal. We've got meal, which is itself times tip now. I think. Hopefully I interpreted that correctly. Probably didn't convey it well, but I think I got them. Get them good and confused. That's when the real learning happens. Exactly. If confusion is the key to learning, then I'm near the lead. I've got to be close to first, right? Okay. The code on line 10 formats and prints the console the value of total with exactly 2 numbers after the decimal. We'll learn about string formatting the console and print in Unit 2. Instructions. Assign the variable total to the sum of meal plus meal times tip on line 8. Now have the total cost of your line 8. We've got total meal plus that stupid equal plus key. Gotta hit shift. Meal times, I remember the asterisk to hit shift. Tip. Alright. Print %.2f modulo total. Submit. You earned a badge. Tip calculator. Alright, we're not going to tweet that one. That is far less important. Close. And you finish this course. So the tip with tax, or the cost of the meal with tax, and the tip for both the meal and tax is $54.63. The mystery has been solved, ladies and gentlemen. We can all go home. Up next, strings and console output. This lesson will introduce you to strings and console output in Python, including creating string literals, calling a variety of string methods, and using the print keyword. Start lesson. Alright, we will back out from here. Although strings, another useful data type is the string. A string can contain letters and numbers and symbols. Oh dear God. The percent in that case is not modulo. You'll learn that in the next lesson. Son of a... Okay, fine. Back to that confusion thing. See? Always learning. Stay confused, kids. Don't stay in school. Stay confused. You should stay in school. Alright. Python. I do want to see, where does it... It's got stringiness. We finish. That was section 1. So there are 2 sections. So I should keep that in mind. So there's 2. Well, that's not really what we were doing, I guess. What were we doing? Let's check out HTML part 1. This guy, that had 2, 1, no. Okay, so we did break it up. I did CSS setup one day and basic CSS structure and syntax and other. At least I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I did all of section 3 in one fell swoop. Pretty sure I broke each unit into its own day. Anyways, if they're small units, we jam them together. We're on to Python now. We conquered 2, killing off section 1. We've cut off the head of the snake. And now section 2 for tomorrow has at least 1 will conquer strings and console output, and possibly even date and time. Way cool. Let's take a look where we stand. 407 points. 61 badges. So 40 days, 61 badges. And I've been on the slow boat. We haven't had any major binge coding days, which I really wanted to do. I thought I would have had a couple between now and then, but somehow we keep finding a way to stay busy with research and other things. So, but that's that. We're backing out. Continuing Python. Oh, tomorrow, day 41. Good times. Awesome. Topher, thank you again for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Always helpful. Teaching me new things that I always miss. And, yeah, that's that. We're out. Closing down the stream. Kill it.